Okay, 2.5, determinants of matrices. And what we're going to do today is by hand and with a calculator, we're going to learn how to take a determinant of a square matrix. And a square matrix is one where you have the same number of rows and columns. You cannot take the determinant of a matrix that is not square. All right, so let's take a look at an example. Find the determinant of matrix A. And that is going to be 8, 4, 7, 6. There's two ways that we can write that. First, by hand, find the determinant. Let's do it. Det of A, determinant of A. In the calculator, that's what it would look like, Det, determinant of A. If we write a matrix as a determinant, what we do is we replace the brackets with what looks like absolute value bars. And that signifies that we are going to take the determinant. And to do the determinant of a 2 by 2, we are simply going to look at the diagonals of a 2 by 2. We're going to multiply. So here's a diagonal, 8, 6. We're going to multiply those together and add that. So 8 times 6 is 48, and it's plus. The other diagonal in a 2 by 2 is the 7 times 4. And we're going to subtract that one. So minus 7 times 4, 28. And that gives us a total of 20. That's a number. Basically, we're finding a number. This is used in physics. Okay, if you need to find the magnitude of a vector, okay, or a magnitude of several vectors, okay, what the resultant magnitude would be, this is what you would use that for. So you definitely going to need to know how to do determinants in physics. So that's a 2 by 2 square matrix. Let's take a look at a 3 by 3. So we're just going to, the 2 by 2 multiply the diagonals and then subtract. For a 3 by 3, find the determinant of, call this matrix B. Negative 4, negative 6, 2. 5, negative 1, 3. Negative 2, 4, negative 3. Again, if we want to do the determinant of B, 4, negative 4, negative 6, 2, 5, negative 1, 3, negative 2, 4, negative 3. Again, in what looks like absolute value bars. Now, this is slightly different. Okay, 3 by 3, we have to look at more diagonals. Okay, we can look at the regular diagonal that we did with like the 2 by 2. Which gives us, and we're going to multiply all these together. So negative 4 times 1 times 3, negative 12. Okay, but with this matrix C, we're going to repeat the first two columns again. Negative 4, 5, and negative 2, and negative 6, negative 1, and 4. So we're going to repeat this column and we're going to repeat this column. Okay, why? Well, because we have to look at more diagonals. It's 3 to be specific. Second diagonal is right there. Again, these are going to be positive, or adding. So we have 2 negatives. This is going to be positive. 6 times 3 times 2, or 6 times 6, or 36. And then we have one more diagonal. 3 diagonals for the 3 by 3. 2 times 5 times 4, that is 40. Okay, so that's our diagonals that are going down. Now we have to do diagonals that are going up. So we start with this diagonal. And again, those are being subtracted. So we have 2 negatives, so it becomes positive when we multiply. So 2 times 1 times 2 is 4. But we're going to subtract that, so it's going to be a minus 4. And then here we have 1 negative, slightly covered. There it is. So 4 times 3 times negative 4. 12 times 4 is 48. Now that's a negative, but we have another negative here. So we're subtracting a negative, we get a plus 48. And then the last diagonal, again, we do have a negative here, negative 3 and a negative 6, that makes it positive. And then we will subtract it. So 30 times 3 is 90. So minus 90. So let's go ahead and add those up. If you need to use calculator, that's fine. Okay, so here's the calculator. Negative 12 plus 36 plus 40 minus 4 plus 48 minus 90. We get 18. Now we can confirm this with the calculator by using the matrix function. We go second matrix. We can edit matrix A. We can put our square matrix, our 3 by 3 matrix. Negative 4, negative 6, 2, 5, negative 1, 3, negative 2, 4, negative 3. Okay, so we're going to put in the 3 by 3 matrix. Go back to the home screen, second click. Go back to matrix, and go to math. Under matrix math, we have number 1, determinant. So we're going to take the determinant, second matrix of matrix A. And it says negative 30. Oh, that's not right, so I must have typed in something wrong. So let's see if we can find our mistake here. Matrix A, negative 4, negative 6, 2, 5, well, there it is. Right there. I had a negative 4 instead of a negative 1. That's why we always check to make sure we put in the matrix right. Let's try that again. Determinant of A, there it is, 18. Very good. Okay, let's go back up here and check the 2 by 2. So matrix, let's edit B this time. 2 by 2, 8, 4, 7, 6. And just to be sure, we're going to look at matrix B, 8, 4, 7, 6. It's very good, so we can now do the determinant. Math, determinant of matrix B. And we also get 20. All right. So that's all I have for you today.